Good morning, everyone. Hopefully, you've had a fantastic week last week. I hope that you enjoyed your weekend, and I hope that you are looking forward to the week ahead. It is July 18th, so we have another day, another chance, another week to get it right. And maybe this is the day, maybe this is the week that we get on track and a little closer to realizing the goals and dreams that we have. So here's what we're looking at briefly this morning. We're going to find our next five deals, our next five transactions in the next 2 months, right? And I know that is a lofty goal, but I'm telling you, all of us have five transactions in 2 months somewhere in us. I believe it. Not only do I believe it, but I know it because I know I have a secret weapon, and that is the fact that I believe in each of us. And I believe that it's going to require something of us in order to find those deals. I think that as we find our five deals, we're going to find out something about ourselves. So I'm just going to dive right in, and then we're going to open up for discussion after we close out the recording. So the first thing that I want to communicate to us, I want to go ahead and set an expectation. Are there five deals in 2 months? Can we get five transactions locked in 2 months? Absolutely. But it's going to require something of us. It is not going to be easy. It's going to require disciplined, planned activities to our target audience. So, what are we going to look at first? You all should know we're going to find and identify our target audience. We don't want to be doing undisciplined, unplanned activities to everyone. That is a recipe for bankruptcy and frustration and getting out of the industry. So we don't want to do that. So the first thing, I know I harp on it every chance I get, but it is because it is so important. This is why we see agents come in with lofty goals and dreams, but then they get out after they don't reach the level of success that they had hoped for. And it is first because we do not have a target audience. If you do not know who your target audience is, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to urge you today, find out who your target audience is, or who you want them to be. Your target audience does not have to be who you're working with right now. Over the next 60 days, we want to make sure that we're doing planned, disciplined activities or disciplined planned activities, doesn't matter, towards our target audience. So, first, we have to know who our target audience is. The next way, or the next part of that equation, is going to be planned activities. Planned activities. So we want to be using, hopefully, you're using a CRM, something like Referral Maker, and it's going to tell you who to call, who to write note cards to. I know who's getting my note cards. So these are the note cards that are going out today. There are 15 note cards that are going out today. And those will be all my note cards for the month of July. I will have finished. So, planned activities. We have to know who we're calling today. We have to know who we're going to pop by and see, or we're going to schedule a coffee with, or maybe just a Zoom catch up, or even a good old fashioned call just to say, hey, how you doing? Check in, see what's going on. So we want to make sure that we plan those, and we must put those activities into some type of calendar, into some type of schedule so that they can become routine. Hopefully, you're taking advantage of your Mondays. If you can win your Monday, your Wednesday, and your Friday, beginning of the week, middle of the week, end of the week, Tuesday and Thursday, they can go a little wild and you can be a little bit crazy. So my hope is that we've found our target audience. We are doing planned activities by time blocking, knowing when we're going to write our notes, make our phone calls, connect with people. Maybe one of your planned activities are going to be networking events. Maybe a planned activity is going to be going to a business meeting or class, and that might be a planned activity. And then the final piece of that is going to be discipline. And I'm going to say discipline in consistency, making sure that we're doing the right thing day in, day out on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because that's what it's going to take in order to find those 5 deals, right? I know many of us probably thought, okay, where's the one place that Neil's going to tell me to go, the magic bullet to find those 5 transactions in 2 months? Discipline, planned activities to your target audience. Now, as we talk about where to find the deals, I believe, and I know that I've said this numerous times. I continue to say it because every time I need to find a deal, this is where I go. I go into my phone over and over and over. Now, I say my phone, but it could be my CRM, it could be Referral Maker, CRM. It could be whatever you're doing, but it's probably your deals are more than likely going to be coming from your relationships that you already have. So I'm going to encourage you to think about the relationships that you have. What relationships do you have in your business, in your regular life that you maybe haven't fully realized, that you haven't used to the full extent? Right? Because I know that when I need a deal, I call a couple of people. And so I have been calling on a couple of people here recently saying, hey, here's what I have going on. Who do you know that can use the service or appreciate the quality of service that I provide? So discipline planned activities to your target audience is going to be the first and best way. We have to have a target audience. We must plan the activities, and then we must be disciplined in the execution. Now, here's the good but challenging news. Our success over the next 2 months, especially for the rest of the third quarter, through the rest of July, August, and September, it is not going to be about the houses that you sell. In order for you to be successful for in Q3 of 2022, very little of it is going to have to do about inventory or houses or putting people in houses. It's not going to be about the product itself. What's going to make all the difference in your ability to find clients, to find customers, to do business, to close transactions is going to be about the quality of the service. Right now, it's all about the service. If you have horrible service, you're not going to make it. If you have good service right now, you can hold your own. If you have great service in this market, especially in Q3, you're going to be able to separate yourself and elevate yourself over those who are in the industry who are just holding on. So what does good service, what does exceptional, world-class, world-renowned service look like in this market? Remember, it's not about the house right now. So we must, I know you all have heard this before, but we must really start answering the questions that our target audience are asking. What questions are they asking? Are they asking about square footage, number of bedrooms, bath? They don't need us to answer those questions. They don't need our opinion on whether 1,800 square feet versus 2,000 square feet is big enough. They might ask that, but what they're really asking is this a good investment for me and my family? Can we be comfortable? Will we be comfortable living here? So I'm going to ask you, when was the last time you asked yourself, what questions are they asking? Right? What's really on their minds? What's in their hearts? And I know a few weeks ago, we talked about insurance. I was just sitting with an insurance agent yesterday at a meeting before church, and he was talking about premiums just going up and up and up. And um, he says, hey, there are some things that can be done. We have to look at the level of insurance. Who's requiring the insurance? Is it the lender, or does the lender have specific limits? Are things changing? What about flood insurance? And so I'm going to just say that part of our service is going to be how knowledgeable we are at giving our clientele solutions. Can you really be a professional problem solver? Ladies and gentlemen, we are going into something. We're in something right now that's going to intensify over, we believe, the next 12 to 18 months. And I don't say that to scare you, I say that to prepare you, excuse me, that those who are going to come through this thing and excel are going to be the individuals who, when they look back We're professional problem solvers. Interest rates. How do people qualify for a mortgage? Can they qualify? Have you taken a class, or are you aware of the Hometown Heroes program? Do you know what's happening with lending? Or do you have a packet and information, or a bucket of information, someone that you can send people to, a resource, and then start leading with that competency part? Have you talked about the inflation that maybe your clients are asking about? I know we talked about this briefly when we had the mid-year report with it was Dermot Buffini and Lawrence Yun. Have you gone through and looked at Lawrence Yun's update report on the market and inflation and what he's seeing in this quarter? We just did another Fed increase for the rates. Mortgage just went up again. Interest rates just went up again this past week. Are you aware of that? Are you leading with that information when you're talking to your target audience, right? Have you gone into RPR and found who your target demographic, who the people are, what their patterns are in the area that you want to work? If not, then I don't believe we are prepared to win this quarter, right? Because ultimately, if you're not the best at what you do, why should they hire us? Why should they hire you? They're not hiring you for the house. They're hiring you for the service that you provide. And the greatest service that you can provide is to solve all the problems, answer all the questions that they have, and those that they don't know they have or will have need for yet. And then one big question that many of our sellers and buyers are asking, and I hope that you're go ahead and planning through this question: have I missed my chance in this market? Is it too late for me to sell? Is it too late for me to buy? Is it realistic? Is it not? Can I qualify, right? Have I missed my opportunity in this market? I believe that if we start asking those questions, that's going to set us up for success. And especially right now, I'm going to encourage each and every one of you. When I say our phone, our database, go back to anyone that potentially was going to buy in the past 6 months, and they stopped looking because they got beat out on the multiple offer situations, right? We're seeing fewer and fewer multiple offer situations simply because buyers don't qualify for as much now, and fewer buyers are qualifying, right? So not everyone, but maybe one of your 5 deals over the next 2 months is going to be someone who is like, you know what, I'm done, I'm giving up. And what they're seeing, what they're hearing in the media is mortgage rates are going up, interest rates are going up, inventory is tight, it's a bad time to buy, it's going to be hard for you. What they are not hearing is everything they said was true. However, there are fewer buyers, fewer qualified buyers in the pool right now. Let's see if you can get approved again. Let's see if you can date the rate, as Cheryl says, right? Marry the house, date the rate. Maybe this could be a time where we can get you in with some type of loan product short term. And when things change, you can refinance down the line. So we want to make sure that we are reaching out to those buyers who got frustrated with the process, who says, yeah, I was looking for 3 months. We put in 15 offers. We put in 10 offers. We put in 5 offers, and we got beat out on everyone. So whatever it is, we want to make sure that we're doing that. And then finally, you all know exactly how I feel about this next part: reaching out to affiliates, agents, referral partners in other parts of the country, in other parts of the state. Now, I'm going to make a statement. It's not going to be, I'm just going to say it. So if you are not working the military reload, right? And so anytime we're looking at, and this is just an example, in this marketplace, right, we start saying buyers are fewer, sellers are fewer, people aren't going to move, interest rates, but the government doesn't care about any of that. Okay. And here's where, if you are a military relocation professional, MRP, maybe even if you aren't, if you don't have the designation, what area of business could you target, right? So I'm using the MRP as an example. We know that permanent changes of station are still happening, PCSing, right? We know that we have people who must move. Maybe it's a corporate reload. Okay. Maybe people are forced to downsize right now. Maybe it's senior living, right? So I'm just telling you, even in this market, if you find your niche, if you find your target audience, and then you deliver planned, disciplined actions and answer the questions that they're asking this quarter when so many other people are pulling back. If you don't have the number of pending deals that you want right now in order to hit your goal for August and September, we're already behind. What I'm going to challenge us to do this week, let's get one pending deal. Find a way. And so I was on a call this morning, and we were talking about commitment. And the speaker was saying, why are people afraid of commitment? People are afraid of commitment because when you make a commitment, it means that you must deliver, right? And so I'm going to ask you, are you willing to make a commitment to find one pending deal this week, to get something under contract with the intent of getting it to the closing table? Now, don't just write a contract. Now, can you go through your phone, your database, maybe those old leads, those past clients? Can you write note cards? Can you do videos, IG, Facebook? Can you commit to making to getting one pending deal this week? And because here's the other side of commitment. Commitment means that no excuse is acceptable, right? So here's what I am doing right now. I'm making a commitment to all of you that this week I am going to get one deal under contract, right? I don't know where it's going to come from, other than I know it's going to come from my targeted audience. I know it's going to begin with planned, disciplined activities. And I do know that it's going to be because of consistency and competency, where someone comes and says, I'm going to work with him. I'm going to go under contract with him because he answered the questions that I needed answered. So I'm going to issue that challenge to myself. I'm making that commitment aloud for all of you. And then I will keep you all posted. And this is not some type of hokey, type deal. If I make it, great. You all will see. If not, it's not an option because I have made a commitment to my commitment, and I'm going to ask all of you to hold me accountable to that. So now I've got, so that is what, so for me, it is, my goal is pending sale. So the question is, does that include, I'm looking at the chat, does that include getting listing marketing contracts? So that's up to you. Whatever your commitment, maybe your commitment is getting listings this week. For me, I said specific pending sales because I know that until something is pending, I cannot get it to closed, right? So I'm just going on the limb. And then for me to win the quarter, when we look at the number of median days on market and the escrow, I know we're looking at 50 days. And for me to win the quarter, 50 days time to sell, right? 50 days, having a median time to sell of 50 days means that I need to get myself in gear. I need to get things under contract so that I can look back on Q3 and say, yes, I hit my goals. I've exceeded my goals and my expectations. All right, so I am going to stop talking. I am going to stop the recording.